Hare Krishna. Just see if I am in the center, the video is on. It's on already. It's on. You can see the numbering is on. Jai Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari Jayo Jayo Gopi Jana Vallabha Jayo Girivar Dhari Jayo Girivar Dhari Jayo Gopi Jana Vallabha Jayo Girivar Dhari Jayo Girivar Dhari Jayo Yashodanandana Jayo Braj Jan Ranjana Jayo Jayo Yashodanandana Jayo Braj Jan Ranjana Jayo Jayo Yamuna Tirvanchari Jayo Kunj Bihari Jayo Kunj Bihari Jayo Jayo Yamuna Tirvanchari Jayo Kunj Bihari Jayo Kunj Bihari Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parvijakaracharya Ashto Shatra Shatra His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai BBT Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrind Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Kaho Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaur Bhakta Vrind Ki Jai Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, I would like to welcome you all for our today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. We are reading from Canto 3 entitled The Status Quo, chapter number 21, entitled as Conversation Between Manu and Kardama. And today we are going to learn from text number 8. So 3:21:8, you can just open up on your phone because there is no television on here. Tavat prasanno Bhagavan Pushkarakshaha krite yuge Darshayam ashatam shataha Shabdam Brahma dadad vapuhu. Tavat prasanno Bhagavan Pushkaragata yuge Darshayam ashatam shataha Shabdam Brahma dadad vapuhu. Tavat prasanno Bhagavan Pushkaraha krite yuge Matajis. Tavat prasanno Bhagavan Pushkara akshaha krite yuge Darshayam ashatam shataha Shabdam Brahma dadad vapuhu. Tavat prasanno Bhagavan Pushkarakshakshaha krite yuge Darshayam ashatam shataha Shabda Brahma dadad vapuhu. Word to word meaning. Tavat, then. Prasannaha, being pleased. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Pushkara akshaha, lotus-eyed. Krite yuge, in the Satya Yuga. Darshayam asha, showed. Tam, to that Kardama Muni. Shataha, O Vidura. Shabdam, which is to be understood only through the Vedas. Brahma, the absolute truth. Dadhat, exhibiting. Vapuhu, his transcendental body. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Then, in the Satya Yuga, the lotus-eyed Supreme Personality of Godhead, being pleased, showed himself to that Kardama Muni and displayed his transcendental form, which can be understood only through the Vedas. Purport. Here, 2 points are very significant. The first is that Kardama Muni attained success by yoga practice in the beginning of Satya Yuga, when people used to live for 100,000 years. Kardama Muni attained success, and the Lord, being pleased with him, showed him his form which is not imaginary. Sometimes the impersonalists recommend that one can arbitrarily concentrate one's mind on some form he imagines or which pleases him. But here it is very clearly said that the form which the Lord showed to Kardama Muni by his divine grace is described in the Vedic literature. Shabdam Brahma, the forms of the Lord, are clearly indicated in the Vedic literature. Kardama Muni, did not discover any imaginary form of the Lord, as alleged by rascals. He actually showed the eternal, blissful, and transcendental form of the Lord. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshu-unmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vinda Vaneshwari Vishwabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyati Deshatarani. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Shri Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So this conversation is going on now between Manu and Kardama here. This is a furthermore enlightenment and a proof that if we practice our spiritual life, our devotional life under the bona fide spiritual master, it does fructify. You will definitely get success. If you see the previous shlokas, couple of shlokas, it says Sampradaya Vihina. If you take any mantra or if you take any process of your spiritual life, without the blessings of the Sampradaya, without the blessings of the Guru and the Gurus, Acharyas, then that process will not fructify you. We can see it has been a trend in this material world, especially because people have got so much access to internet and they can find anything on YouTube and they can start practicing without thinking whether it is bona fide or not. Especially during the COVID period, we have seen when whole world was seized and nobody is allowed to come out and everybody was really onto internet. You know, any information they want, they can just search it out and they find out. And by due to this, many people, they have put themselves into danger. Because you can open up your own channel, you can make your own video and you can upload it there and say, okay, this is the process of yoga, this is the process of doctory. You know, many people have become doctor also, you know, and those foolish people, without thinking whether it's true or not, when they apply in their life, they damage themselves. I know that in Melbourne, there is one person, he was going through some problem, even though consulting with any recognized doctor, any bona fide doctor, he thought, let me treat myself. And instead of treating himself, that situation became worse. And he has to practically himself hospitalized. So in a similar way, when there is a spiritual practice, if we pick up something what we like and what we want to do, and especially when those practice is not hampering our sense gratification. People wants to carry on their sense gratification and simultaneously they want to practice spiritual life, which is completely doesn't go along each other. They are the two opposite paths. But here, being a very, very obedient and sincere disciple of his own father, Brahmaji, he fulfilled the desire of his father, who was his none other than his spiritual master. He was also playing the role of a spiritual master. And when he exactly followed what he wanted, he achieved the success. And in this particular verse, we can see Srila Prabhupada is emphasizing the personal form of the Lord. Because when I was growing, when in my childhood, I was not a devotee at all, but I was not an atheist also. And I have seen my mom, she was taking me to some other satsang programs, you know, any sadhu comes or anybody comes. And I never ever able to digest one thing, that Lord has no form. I never ever able to digest. Even though I was really far away from the Vedic scripture, I was completely against. And I always start asking some question to my mom and the person who is speaking, as a speaker. I says, how is it possible that Lord has no form? And suddenly mom shut my mouth. She said, are you arguing with your senior? You don't know how to behave. I said, no, I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking a normal question because he's saying Lord has no form. So can you prove it that why Lord has no form? Because we being as a material, because we are accumulating a material body. Okay? As we know from Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita that we as an individual soul, we have our own spiritual identity, individual identity. Even though we are a part and parcel of the Lord, still we always maintain our individuality. Okay? We are part of a individual, we are individual soul and we have our individual material body also, which is temporarily. If we have a material form, then why not Lord has it? Okay? And when I grew up a bit more, then I was speaking to one of my friend because he was following one of the Nirankari organization, which says Lord has no form. And I was arguing him and I said, can you tell me that when you go to your temple, whatever their temple is there, you go there, so do you feel that when you come inside the temple, somebody is watching you, or somebody is seeing you, or your God is seeing you? He said, yes, definitely he's seeing me. Okay, so when do you pray? So do you think your prayers has been heard? Yes, definitely, because whatever I ask, then I immediately see within a week or a month or a year, my prayers are being fulfilled. Okay, very nice. So whatever you cook for the Lord, that do you think He accepts your offering? Okay, definitely. Oh, really? Yes. So that means to hear something, there must be ears. If you're thinking your Lord is watching you or seeing you, so there must be eyes. If you're thinking that you are cooking and He's accepting your offering, so that must be mouth. So if those things are only available in the personal form, because there is a form. Okay, there is a form, that's why these things are in there. If you read out throughout the whole Srimad Bhagavatam from Canto 1 to Canto 12, there are so many case studies. There's so many case studies who has been discovered or proved that there is a form. There is a form of the Lord. And also there is a description that Krishna is the absolute truth. Okay? And Krishna has a form. So Krishna is also of both personal and impersonal. It's not that He's only just a person. He is the source of both. Personalism and impersonalism, both. But those who are practicing only impersonalism, they come to the conclusion, okay, there is impersonalism. If a person has a form, only by some mystic power he can disappear himself. If the person is already disappeared, how can he disappear more? Because he is already not there. But if you have a form, due to some mystic power, you can maybe put yourself invisible or visible in front of the people. We have seen. There are so many magics are there in this material world. People, they do some show on the stage, they do something on the street just to get a name and fame, they get some watch, they get something and put in their hair, take a clothes, and the things are disappeared, which is very nice. If the person of this material world, if he can do this type of a magic, so we can see how the Lord is a great magician. He's been called as Yogeshwara. He's been called as the master of all the mysticism. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanudara, Tatra Shri Vijaya Bhuti, Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. The last shloka of the Bhagavad Gita. Completely said, he's the Yogeshwara. If a small jiva can do so much magic, which makes our mind bewildered and put us in ourselves in the astonishment, oh my God, such a wonderful thing. And we have seen, there's so many bogus guru in the past, they have done some kind of mystic power, or they learn some magic things in their hand, and people start worshipping them as a god, which is completely against the Vedic scriptures. God is not cheap. Okay? In a Brahma Samhita, Brahmaji, followed the principle, followed the instruction of the Lord, did practice, did penances, some austerity, and he saw the Lord face to face. Whatever he described he's wearing pitambar, yellow dhoti, okay? He's wearing Vajanti Mala. He's got a golden hair on his chest. He has 4 arms, everything. Dhruva Maharaj, same form been described. Prahlad Maharaj, same form be described. Prachetas, same form been described. Here Kardama Muni, same form is described. If everybody is describing the same form in different yuga, different kala, different time, place and circumstances, so do you think these people are crazy or they're lying? No. They are exactly following the authority. Because they have seen personally, they followed the principle, they followed the process strictly, they got the result, they shook hand with the Lord. Brahmaji, Lord shook hand with Brahmaji by being pleased by his austerity. He saw exactly everybody is saying the same thing. So why there are so many atheistic people are saying the Lord has no form? Because a form has to be there to love. Like another example to understand this point, if 2 ladies are there, okay, and one lady comes from outside just to see her friend, and she asks, what are you doing, my friend? She says, oh, actually I'm making sweater for my husband. Oh, really? Do you know the size and everything? Yes, I do know size. He likes this, he likes that, he likes this, he likes that. He said, okay, tell me, how does your husband looks like? Oh, he doesn't look like, he has no form. So then whom are you making all these sweaters or this food and everything? Another thing, if you say the Lord has no form, then why are you constructing so many big temples? The form does not stay at one place. That means it is invisible. But it does not match with the Vaishnava scripture. Because if Lord is there, He spoke or He speaks or He has spoken to many of His devotees and is still speaking to us. How? Through Bhagavad Gita, because the Bhagavad Gita has come out of his mouth. And here we can see in Srimad Bhagavatam, the first Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken by whom? The first time. Who spoke the Srimad Bhagavatam first time? Okay, there you go. Anybody? I said, who spoke the Bhagavatam first time? Okay, there you go. Another one. Any other clue? Lord Krishna or Vishnu to Brahmaji in Chaturshloki Bhagavatam. And further it's been expanded. So if the Lord is speaking Himself Bhagavatam, the Lord is speaking Himself Bhagavad Gita, then why are we not listening? But those who have followed, they have been succeed. They have been completely succeed. So that is the beauty here when we follow the instructions of the pure devotee. Because he is the only object of our love. Because and Prabhupada is saying there are so many other bogus organizations, they say that, okay, if you really want to meditate on something, meditate on some water. Have you ever felt any kind of experience? If you search on the YouTube, there are so many organizations, they say, okay, if you want to meditate, okay, meditate on what? Pick up a sound which you like. Maybe it's a rainfall, like a waterfall sound, or it could be a fire, it could be a table, it could be anything. But if we are practicing spirituality, so the object must be spiritual, but these things are material. Fire is material, table is material, sound is material. But there is another sound which is transcendental sound, which is the holy name of the Lord. That's not there. But I'm saying, whatever they say, it is all material object. How can you meditate on a material object and still feel the spirituality? It doesn't make any sense. If a person says, I like my wife, I like my husband, I like my kids, so I'm going to meditate upon them. Yes, you can do that. But are they not spiritual? They are material, externally. Until unless you get the proper knowledge and you start seeing through them as a spirit soul, there's the other thing. But that's not possible. Our object must be completely spiritual. So the spirituality is over there. And it's a right start from the beginning. Okay? It doesn't start with anything else. And second thing, these impersonalist people, they show up and saying, even though Bhagavatam here, in Canto 1 we say that Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagwaniti, Shabdate. The Lord has been seen or understood in three different categories. The first category is Brahman, which is impersonal. Second is Paramatma. Third is Bhagwan. It's a complete realization. There are three different steps. But if a person who is on a first step and he says, okay, this is the only answer or this is the only thing, then it's not possible for him to understand. And that when he jumps on to Paramatma, which starts seeing the form in the Lord in his own heart while practicing, then it is also not complete. The complete form is Bhagwan realization. Because impersonal, you only have Sat. Sat means eternity. And in Paramatma, you get another two. Sat and Chit. It is eternity and knowledge. And Bhagwan, Sat, Chit and Ananda. Which? Eternity, knowledge and blissfulness. Let me give you an example. If you are at home and your mom, okay, let's take him. If you are at home and your mom is making gulab jamun, okay, and you are in another room. So when she is making, so you feel a smell, a very nice fragrant, smell of a very, aroma of a very nice dish. Okay, you smell and you being satisfied. Okay, I can only smell, I can be satisfied, no problem. And your brother is there. He says, no, I'm not satisfied only by smell. I want to go and look what's been cooked or what's been cooking. You go there, oh, mama is making gulab jamun. Gulab jamun looks round, it's a bit brownish, going to be deep into the sugar syrup. Oh, then you say, I'm satisfied. Then your another brother comes, he says, I smelled, looks good. I have seen, looks good, but I want to taste. I want to have the bliss while tasting it. So the first person have only one aspect. Which was he? The smelling. Second person got two, smelling and seeing. And third person got smelling, seeing and eating. So that's a complete realization. So that's where this impersonalism comes. Okay, impersonal form, then Paramatma form, okay, and then complete Bhagwan form. So we as a Vaishnava, we look for the complete Bhagwan form. We want to play with him. We want to serve him. We want to see him. Especially when you see on a Janmashtami day, when you work so hard and you are fasting throughout the whole day. Okay? When you come at 12 o'clock and see the form of the Lord, you feel completely satisfied. All your hard works been paid off only just by seeing. That is the power of the Lord. If lovers are there, if they are not meeting for so many years, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, when they see each other after so many long, they feel satisfaction only just by seeing it. What to speak about when they spend time together and serve each other. But nowadays, like WhatsApp is there, video call is there, so they can just see each other, okay, you look like this, you look like that. But before introducing all these facilities, people used to wait. Oh, I haven't seen you, like my mom, When I was in Australia and I didn't go home for 4 years, so there was no facility that you can, speak to your family over the phone. You can just do a video call and so and so. When I got home, she started, kissing my hand, my chest, my head. Oh, you change, you become skinny, so and so, so and so. So many things are there. But now, just put a phone there. Okay, go ahead. Finish. No, there is a personal thing because our whole process, our goal is person, our whole process is personal. I was speaking to her, other day. I was just saying, when, I like to be personal. Because when you be a person feel importance and the relationship becomes deeper. If you are sick and your friends or your parents or anybody else, if they want to know how you are doing during your sickness period, so if they only text you, okay, tell me how are you? How do you feel? How do you feel? That means you let us know whether you are okay or not. We don't care about you. You are just a secondary, optional things, like optional. I have so many other things to do. You are just an option. Whenever you get time, you let us know. But if somebody got to know that you are sick and he comes to your home and he knocks your door and he spent 5, 10, half an hour, 15 minutes just next to your bed and asks you, how's your health? Do you need anything? And he talks to you. How do you feel? How do we feel? We feel, okay, we have an importance in our life. So our relationship becomes deeper and deeper and deeper. Like in India, if you say 15, 20 years back now, so there was no such thing like, you can send a wedding card of your son and daughter, through email. Nowadays people do. They just send it any invitation through email, just go. But before, when such things was not there, people used to value the relation. I remember that one of my father's relative, he took a train all the way from Bombay, come to where we live in North India. Okay, he came all the way there for 2-3 days traveling, and he came and he gave his daughter's card and he gave a box of a sweet and he says, I am inviting you, all of you, to come to like my daughter's wedding, which is my father's sister. He said, you need to come. She's your sister and I'm here. And he came, rested for 2 hours, then he went back. Okay, such a pain he took while traveling, whether he's not sleeping well, he's not eating well, but he came all the way just to honor the relationship, just to be a personal. So my father also took a break from his work, and he took a break for 2, 3, 4 days, and we all went all the way by train there because we are valuing the relationship. Because we know he treated us personally, we are also treating them personally. So that's where the Lord is also there. Taking darshan online, I would say it's an impersonal thing. Yeah, not the same feeling. You can't hear. People say, oh yeah, I see the Lord. Okay, if there is nothing else to do, you are super duper, honestly you are busy. Okay, you can just take the darshan. But if He is right there available, then why to take? Then you can say, Prabhuji, why don't you take the darshan of the prasadam online? Take that one also. Will it satisfy you? No. Read everything online. Everything online. I don't know. I have heard so many things during COVID that people were getting married also online. So many things are going online. This is completely impersonal, hiding. Giving lecture, online. People, close their door, like their window. It's a statement of Jayapataka Maharaj I just heard in a COVID time, and when he was addressing, all of his students, his disciples, he was requesting. He's saying, kindly turn on your video because I want to see you. I want to be personal with you. Okay. If you are not doing, that means I am right at the door of your house and you have closed your door on my face. How do you feel, Mataji, if I close this door and you are other side of the door and I'm inside the door and I'm talking to you? How do you feel that? Completely neglected. Like close the door, other people can go that side, we are here and we are trying to speak to each other. I mean, that's how I feel. You constructed such a beautiful temple. Lordship is there. We are doing Srimad Bhagavatam not for our pleasure. Because Krishna wants to hear what we are speaking. Krishna wants to hear. And then when He becomes pleased, He blesses all of us. He blesses the speaker, He blesses the hearer, He blesses everybody. Because that's His house and we are doing all our activity for His pleasure, not for our pleasure. When we chant, do we chant for ourselves? To whom do we chant for? For Krishna, because Krishna gets pleased. When we do cooking, who gets pleased? Do we get pleased? Krishna gets pleased. When we speak, who gets pleased? Krishna gets pleased. When we do kirtan, who gets pleased? Krishna gets pleased. So every our activity is surrender or moving around in the center of Lord Shri Krishna. That is called bhakti. But if we are giving the class for our pleasure, that's a sense gratification. If we are cooking for our pleasure, that's a sense gratification. If we have constructed this beautiful temple for whom, so our name and fame will be happen, this is sense gratification. No, we are doing everything for the Lord. So there is a personal, this whole movement, Prabhupada was completely personal. Prabhupada was completely personal, and Prabhupada's all their followers are, because our process is personal. Our movement is personal, because our object, our sadhya is person. And when he's person, see, if you do everything online, just take an example, okay? If you do everything online, taking darshan and so, everything is online. And at the end of your life, you say, Krishna, please come and pick me up. Krishna says, I am logging online. I'm coming you and pick you up online. Because that's what you did throughout the whole life, online. There was an option. No problem, do it. But no, Krishna personally pain took. And there is also one of the statement there that Prabhupada tells us that there's a pastime of Srila Prabhupada when somebody asked that when do you write Srimad Bhagavatam, then how do you get the knowledge? Like, you're all with the scriptures. And he says Krishna dictates me. Krishna dictates me. Have you heard this pastime? Krishna dictates me. And the journalist says I didn't understand. So one of Prabhupada's student, his servant, he said that means Krishna dictates in the heart as a Paramatma, and Prabhupada writes. Prabhupada said, no. Krishna personally comes and he dictates me and I write all these scriptures. So Krishna is a person. Those who have premanjana, the anjana means the kajal, the ointment of love on their eyes, only they can take the darshan of the Lord. If the person is envious and jealous and always trying to please himself, then where is the question Krishna will give him that darshan? He will not give. He will hide himself. He says, I am available only for my devotee or those who loves me. And from others, I hide myself. I cover myself. So when I cover myself, they only start glorifying themselves. And slowly, if you see in your day-to-day life, even though if you're a family member, your work people or anybody, slowly, this whole system is becoming impersonal. And there is no touch of personal. There is completely no touch of person. Being a personal, because when you become a personal, then you feel okay. This person really, gives me time. Think about me. And when we give personal time to the Lord, even though all our time belongs to Him only, but out of our foolishness we think, I am doing something. No, you are not doing something for the Lord. You cannot do anything. He doesn't need your thing. Whatever you say, your money, your anything, intelligence, he is the source of everything. He is providing you, so you will be purified by engaging your skill, your talent in His service. If an apple, if apple been thrown on a knife, so who cuts? Knife or apple? If you throw an apple on a knife, so which cuts? Apple cuts. But if you throw a knife on an apple, then which cuts? Apple cuts. So either when we come front of the Lord, when we are seeing the Lord, we are being purified. And this is one of the process of devotional service. Because Krishna is spiritual, but when you see His spiritual form, your all sinful activity goes away and you slowly you become purified to understand Him. So it's one part. And when Krishna sees you, then you are also being purified. So in both ways, we are being purified. Then why don't we take the advantage to come to the temple and see Him and talk to Him? Open up your heart. If you see throughout the whole Vaishnava literature, all the history, we see those who have attained the perfection, they can speak to the Lord. Lord speaks to them. Lord completely speaks to them. It's not like that He just standing there as a statue. No, it's not. Prabhupada gave answer. If you see Lord as a wood, because your heart is made of wood. If you see Lord as a stone, that your heart made is of stone. If you see Lord as a metal or whatever, then your heart is made of those things. But if you see Krishna as a person, He is there as a person. And He is watching everything, all our activities, whatever we are doing. He thinks, this person was so busy, but still he takes his time out to come and take my darshan. So at the end of the life, He will come and He will take you personally. Yogakshemam vaham meham. He personally takes the charge. Have you seen the pastime? in Canto 8? An elephant, Gajendra. Okay, he was just an animal. Or he was in the body of an animal, if you say in that sense. Okay, he was enjoying his life, left, right. So many, female companion. And he was so strong also. But suddenly when he got in the grip of a crocodile, he tried his best. He tried his best to come out. And when he took a lotus flower and offered to the Lord, then guess who came? Krishna has so many servants, unlimited servants. He might have sent them. He might have sent his Sudarshan Chakra. He doesn't have to come personally. Okay? He may send Indra, Chandra, many other servants are there. They are just waiting, folding their hands. Lord, kindly give me a tiny bit of service so I can make my life, purified or perfect. No, Krishna says, this person is my part and parcel. He's a part of me, so I have to go personally to save him. And he came all the way from Vaikuntha. And how he came? On a Garuda. But Garuda himself was very slow. He says, oh Garuda, your service is not done properly. You are giving a very low mileage. He left Garuda and he jumped. And he came and he saved his devotee. He saved both. He saved crocodile also because he was also being cursed, and he saved elephant also. So he shows that wherever there is a danger in the life of the devotee, he personally come. So if from his side, if this type of personalism is there, so we need to also show from our side also, Krishna, I'm also coming. Especially those who are living around the temple, spend so much, dollars, just to buy a house. We must come out. We got all the facilities. We got nice cars, we got nice house, nice job. We must take, some kind of a austerity, some kind of a pain to come and see the Lord. And it is a pain. It is not a pain of an ordinary thing. It is a pain that will take us out of this material world. So is it a bad deal or a good deal? It's such a very, very cheap deal. Cheap in the sense, very easy deal. You come and see the Lord, and then at the end of your life, you go back to God. And when you don't have nothing to do, Krishna will personally come and take it, become a charge. Okay? So if anybody has any questions, so I would like to answer, or any reflections. Let me log in because I've been told that I have to log in because there's so many people are listening on Zoom. Sorry, Mataji.
I was just reflecting on something.
Yeah, please go ahead.
The previous verses where Prabhupada mentioned in the report that Brahma was meditating.
Yeah.
Meditating on form, I think talked about that meditation.
Yeah.
So he was remembering the form of the Lord.
Yeah.
Because Syamasundar, etc.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So by the process of devotional service, the Lord becomes complete.
Yeah.
See, the Param and Gajendra,
Yeah.
he offered a prayer.
Yeah.
Remember from his previous life.
Yeah.
And Dhruva Maharaj, he just performed meditation, but he worshipped before.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Process of
Yeah. Yeah, because if you see, this has been practiced in the time of Shambhuva Manu, which is the first day. Okay? And any process if you take up, even if it's Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, any other yoga, the Bhakti element has to be there. And Kardama Muni, he involved the Bhakti element, even though it was a process of Ashtanga Yoga. But under the guidance of an expert spiritual master, who was there? Brahmaji. And the time was Satya Yuga, where people used to live 100,000 years. And just within 10,000 years, he got it. If you see the other sages, they were waiting for 60,000 years. But he followed the process which was bona fide. He was meditating, but he was meditating in the form of a Vishnu form there, four-handed. And the same form came out in front of him. That's amazing. And even Dhruva Maharaj also did the same thing. He was meditating in the form of the Lord in the heart. He was completely absorbed. And suddenly his meditation broke. And he found out, oh, what happened to that form? And the form he was meditating in the heart, that form exactly came in front of him. He said, oh, you are a person. Because he achieved the perfection. So it's very nice. Yeah, we need to, think about by seeing all these evidences in the Vedic scriptures where, it's been mentioned. No, Lord talks. He has eyes, he has everything, but everything is completely transcendental, spiritual and beautiful.
In terms of developing, not seeing the deity as a statue,
Yeah.
I feel that deity worship comes easier to those with primitive cultivation.
Yeah. Anyway, anyone can worship, but worship has many more things. It's not like you need to be a Brahmana to worship. Like, you need to be a Brahmana. If you do any seva, so through your seva, you can also worship the Lord. Like doing books, distribution. If you do book distribution, it is a one kind of a worship to the Lord because you are giving Krishna to others. Cleaning temple, cleaning the toilets, and managing his temple. It could be a gift shop, it could be a Govinda, it could be many other part like maintenance. If you do everything, that's considered as a worship of the Lord as per your skills, your talent, everything. So this is also considered as a deity worship. Yeah.
So if I have attraction to these other services,
Yeah. Yeah.
is it necessary to have attraction?
It's up to your spiritual master how he guides you. It's not how we want to take, because whatever process we take under the guidance of a spiritual masters and the temple authority. Because a Vaishnava or a Brahmana is the one who does the needful as per the need of the process or need of the temple. Like there are so many people wants to do what they want to do, but the spiritual master has engaged them in some other things. So that's how Krishna gets pleased. Krishna says in Canto 11, Srimad Bhagavatam, Acharya Mam Vijanya, that the spiritual master is my representative, it's myself, see him as me, and don't be envious of him. Okay, don't hurt him everything. Sarvo Devo Mayo Guru, and he's the spiritual master of all, and he's also the representative of all the demigods also. So there are many aspects here. So our disciple, he doesn't make his own plan. His plan is being made by spiritual master, and he assists his spiritual master because his spiritual master is assisting his spiritual master. And furthermore ahead, that's how we worship the Lord. We don't worship individually. Krishna does not notice us. Krishna says, if you are not worshipping my pure devotee, so I won't take your worship. So worship means to follow the instruction, whatever the spiritual master or the local authority has said, until you don't get the spiritual master. But if you also get, you work simultaneously with both the authorities. Yeah, because the people can pick up anything. Okay, if temple asks you to, can you clean this floor? Oh no, I don't need. I just want to worship while chanting. Okay, there is a time for chanting. You do chanting for your 16 rounds, but there is also a need. So a real Vaishnava does the needful. He looks for the needful. What is the need? And acts accordingly. And when he says that need has been fulfilled, then Vaishnavas are pleased. When the Vaishnavas are pleased, Krishna is pleased. So before getting the blessings of a Krishna, you need to get the blessings of a Vaishnava. Otherwise you won't be recognized by him. Anything else? Huh? Just a comment. Sun and the moon. Yeah. Through his energies, he is watching us. So we need to be honest with our spiritual practice, because no matter how much we can show off in our congregation or in the society, either on Instagram or Facebook, I have so many followers, this and that. At the end of your life, your bhakti will be tested. If you are thinking about the Lord that time, then you are past the exam. But your YouTube followers, your Instagram followers, they will not come and save you. Your bhakti will be tested. So always be honest, or be obedient to your spiritual master, to the process, to the sanstha, to the organization, and to the words of the Lord. And then you can see the success will be right there every day you will get. Otherwise you will struggle like anything. You know, you'll say, oh, Bhagavatam says this, Bhagavatam says that, but it's not happening to me. Why it's not happening? Because you are not following the way it wants you to follow. You are following the way you want to follow, and there is a problem with that, because surrender has to be there. Okay? If there's no further question, then we can stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande.